Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. Natgas has started the week with a decline. I've been watching already for a bit of a bounce there a little bit earlier in the week, but so far, or possibly to the start of the week, but the bounce hasn't happened yet, but the pattern hasn't changed. So there's simply just no buy reaction yet. The move down is very much overextended now. If we take a look at the 4-hour chart, then we see that on the RSI we're now oversold, and also we can see a bullish divergence on the RSI. But for a divergence we really need a little bit more of a signal that really a bounce is occurring, because at the moment we're just going down the stairs really. So there isn't really any buy reaction yet. We've broken below support, which is not clearly pointing towards the wave count I'm observing, but also not a reason for invalidation, because first of all, if you watched previous videos, then you know that I'm watching for an ABC structure, probably not an extended wave 2, but just an ABC, so A wave up, B wave down, and the C wave up possibly to come. But because this is a B wave pullback after an initial A wave rally, this can easily go below standard support. Okay, so standard support was defined between $2.12 and $1.96. So already here we were watching, okay, maybe this is the B wave. We had a bounce from support, but it didn't form another high. So we needed a more extended ABC structure. And we've now even broken below the 78.6 retracement. So I could actually take that support area off the chart. It doesn't serve any purpose anymore. And it even broke below these standard fib extensions for a C wave. That might indicate that maybe something more directly bearish is playing out. Okay, so bear in mind, in my wave count that I'm watching, we have a wave 1 to the downside. I'm watching for a wave 2 to get into resistance. We did that already. I mean, maybe wave 2 is already over, but I'm not entirely convinced yet. So I'm still watching for that larger wave 2. Then I would like to see a third wave down, 4, 5. So I'm not bullish yet on Natgas, but I'm still watching for a larger wave 2 bounce. Okay, I'm speculating for a larger wave 2 bounce, but need some signals that it's starting. And if it's an ABC structure, then the B wave can be deep. It could technically even overshoot below the beginning of wave A. Okay, so it could overshoot to the downside. So we might even see a test of the $1.88 level. Not saying we will, but we could. Okay, and it would still be considered a B wave as long as it's a 3-wave move to the downside. If this turns into 5 waves down, yeah, not anymore. Looking at the 1-hour chart, you can see that the wave count is pretty full. I have a wave A, B, and the C wave is very full now. Yeah, it might still get a few more downside squiggles, but I think we're very much overextended now to the downside. A bounce is due. What would be a signal for a bounce? Difficult to say. We have a nice trend line here, which now has really 4 touch points. So definitely watching for that to possibly break. And then, I mean, I'm not predicting it will break, will at some point, but just using it as a signal, right? For an indication that wave B is bottom. I mean, that's the first signal you can really get. And then if we then see a 5-wave move up, like the C wave would be a 5-wave pattern, right? And if we see wave 1 already complete, so let me just show you. First signal, a break of the trend line, but then we need wave 1, wave 2, so a rally and a higher low. And then we get some clarity that the other waves are unfolding to the upside. Basically, we would need a first small impulse and a higher low. That's how it would ideally unfold. Until then, I mean, price can drop further, of course. You know, the trend is down, and the trend line keeps it down. We have 2 trend lines here that I'm watching. It's, I think, and then we've approached now the previous swing low. So it's getting quite interesting now, because now we're approaching a key pivot here. I mean, it didn't react to Fibonacci support, as it would have been ideal, but we know that B waves sometimes like to overshoot to the downside. Also quite interesting now on the short-term chart, this kind of coiling up, maybe just trying to prepare for a breakout. I'm not sure. So I'm not saying it will break from here, but we're very close. So definitely worth watching. And those are the things I'm watching for. I mean, if we go down lower, next support is this 5th of August low at $1.88. My view is for a short trade, this is pretty high risk now. even though you could just use the trend line as a stop. I think there's better reward to risk for a long trade, but I wouldn't want to be long personally until we get a break above the trend line and see some decent upside momentum. But that might happen. So that's the update about Natgas. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out the Stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.